You are watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftakademy.com. www.netsoftakademy.com.
So now let's start with prerequisite installation on the server on which we'll be running Exchange Mailbox role. So this is on NETA EXEH01. So first I'm going to log in here. Now I'll always log in as the NETA /administrator, the enterprise admin. If you log in as the administrator, you will not be able to complete the installation and you will not be even able to install a few prerequisites. So it is a bad idea to be doing that. All right, so I'm going to log in. Now, the very first thing that I'll do after doing this is I'll switch back to my ADDS01 and remember the commands that we ran earlier on the domain controller. There is also this set of commands here, this very big command. This installs all the Windows features necessary. So I'm going to copy this Windows features here, this entire big command. Navigate back to Exchange01. Go to Start, go to PowerShell. Now remember I'm logged in as the enterprise admin. So because of that, I don't really need to right click and run as administrator. You doing that is not a bad idea, but you can just run the command and see who you are exactly, who am I. I paste the command and I press enter. Now, this will start the installation of all of these Windows features. Now, you have a choice. You could, while this installation is working, you could multitask. You could install the other prerequisites as needed, or you could complete this sequence here and do it. Now, personally, I do this. I right click on NETA EXEH01, the virtual machine settings, go in there, and in the CD/DVD SATA, I change the ISO file to Microsoft 365 hybrid deployments. This contains all the necessary prerequisites. Click on open, okay. Now the file would be available here in my file explorer, and I'm going to install a sequence of prerequisites that I need. So the very first thing that I'll start with installation, and because it takes longer, is JRE version 8 update 341 x64. I'm starting this installation first because the installer takes the longest to pop up. The others will work very easily, but this one's installer will take the longest. So now we started it. We'll wait for how long it takes for that to show up. Now, while that is happening, I'll first start with Microsoft Visual C++ 2013 installation. I agree to license terms, install. This is a very quick installation. It's nothing to write home about. The next one that I'm going to install is called Microsoft Unified Communications Managed API. Now, this one is a little bit tricky. Make sure that you do it properly. Next, I accept the license terms. Next, and I mean next is install anyway. So that will work. But you can see that this takes a little bit longer because it is not installing one or two things. It's installing multiple things there. Okay, now, and if you noticed, we started JRE the first and it's still not here. That is the reason why. Now, why the command is running here in the background. Now, until and unless a few other things are installed out of these, I'll not be able to install the last module that I need for this. So we'll be spending our time waiting. Now you see Java just popped up. So I click on install for Java. Now again, you can see my PowerShell is installing. We are installing these softwares just as prerequisites. The purpose of these prerequisites is to make sure that certain web-based components, remember these are web-based components. That means everything is running on the browser. Certain web-based components can run easily or open easily. That is the goal here. So now, again, going back to this, you can see it's 91%. I would like it to be 100% done before I start the last module installation, the last prerequisite module installation. All right, so Java is almost done anyway. Now, remember that the sequence can be changed here and there. It doesn't matter, but you need to plan it properly ahead. Otherwise, you will be stuck with multiple softwares not working and you will be a little bit frustrated with yourself as well. That has happened. Remember, that has happened, that will happen, that can happen. So I would rather be on the side of caution than make sure that you do the error and learn from it. That's the way I prefer doing things here. So I'll wait for this to complete. And once it is completed, I'll show you the last module installation. And after that, we'll look at the next steps. At this point, you can see that everything was done. This says restart needed as no, but we do need to restart it. But I would like to restart after I complete the last module of installation. And you can see even my Java is installed here. So I go back to my file explorer. And the last one that I'm going to install is the IIS URL Rewrite Module x64. Remember, it is the x64 model, not the x86. So I'm just going to run it. Now, until and unless the bigger command of installing all the Windows features was completed, this would not work. Now, this is happening because it thinks that I installed it twice, but I don't have a second installation running anywhere. And you can see that it is finished. Now, I go back to my PowerShell here and I type the command restart -computer. And that also concludes our lab here. So I'll see you in the next lab. Thank you.
Thank you for watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftakademy.com. www.netsoftakademy.com.